Hello, it's Lane here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another first impressions review for a new Shonen Jump manga that just came out. It's called Tenmaku Cinema, written by Yuto Tsukuda and with the art by Shun Saeki. And the translation is by Camila Nie, and the lettering is by Phil Christie. And I do think that Yuto Tsukuda and Shun Saeki are the guys that did Food Wars, so that's kind of interesting. The art style doesn't look that similar to me, but I haven't really interacted with Food Wars in a while, so I'm honestly not sure. And this story is kind of interesting. It reminds me a lot of Hikaru no Go, in the same sense that there's this guy who basically has no interest in something, in like a specific thing, and then he gets contacted or joined to a spirit, and the spirit has a very specific goal that it has to kind of do before it can pass on. And then they get embroiled in this kind of debate with each other, and then they become an entity that wants to work together for some reason. And it kind of has that same vibe as Hikaru no Go. This is kind of different though. In Hikaru no Go, if I remember correctly, the main character didn't really have anything to do with his life. Then he ended up playing Go by accident, and then ended up getting possessed by this ancient Go player. And then he had to play Go, and he found interest in it, right? In this case, the main character, Hajime, I think is his name, loves movies, but has never been interested in writing or directing them. And the ghost that he gets associated with is a screenwriter, or a script writer, I guess. A screenwriter would be the right term. And then when they witness a certain actress, they write a script for her, and then Hajime and this ghost have to get her to be the actress in their movie, basically. And it's pretty interesting. I quite liked it. I'm not really a fan of manga about art, if that makes sense. I don't really like manga about music. I don't like manga about acting. I don't really like manga about about any type of artwork, right? I mean, like, I'll find them interesting to an extent, but not so interesting that I want to continue reading them, which is basically what happened with Bakuman, Akane Banashi, even though Akane Banashi is really, really good, and I do want to get back to it at some point. It happened with Blue Period. It happened with basically all of them that I've read, mostly because I'd rather watch that than read that, if that makes sense. I don't know why the difference exists for me, but it does. But this one is kind of interesting enough because I find the characters really satisfying to kind of interact with. I like Hajime and the ghost, Tensaku, I think is his name. Tenmaku, something like that. Let me double check here. I'll pull it up on my iPad. Let's see. Tenmaki. And the actress that they want to get is this girl that's in Hajime's school called Kurai. And it's pretty interesting. Like, I had fun reading it. I like the art style very much. And honestly, I think that the reason why I'm kind of interested in it is because they have this fake this fake director that was their key to their relationship, right? Something Shirakawa. And I think this guy is directly based on Kurosawa, like the guy that did Hidden Fortress and stuff like that, who was kind of honestly, maybe the greatest director in genre fiction ever. He's a direct inspiration for George Lucas. I mean, the original Star Wars is basically the Hidden Fortress, but in space. And all of his movies got turned into westerns by a bunch of different guys, but mostly this guy called something Leone, I think. And Steven Spielberg has said he was interested in this and stuff like that. So I think that this guy Shirakawa is based on Kurosawa, and I find that interesting. And honestly, the fact that they mentioned Star Wars and Lucas and Lucasfilm and Steven Spielberg all in one go kind of made me interested. And also because there's a certain level of nostalgia that I feel for this series, because the main character, Hachime, and his love for movies reminds me of some very important, very special friends of mine that I had that I'm still friends with in middle school and high school. And I find that to be interesting. I also really like that this character is someone that's really interested in art, but isn't necessarily pretentious about it. Well, he kind of is a little bit pretentious, but it's usually pretentiousness in the way that it's kind of funny, instead of the way that is kind of annoying, if that makes sense. So I quite liked it. Overall, I found Tenmaku Cinema to be a pretty enjoyable first chapter. I don't know if I'll read it again, because usually I like to wait about 30 chapters before I get back to reading any of these, starting manga, because by around the 30 chapter mark, they either get axed or they actually manage to continue. And I've been burned before, following a series weekly and then having it get, axed out of nowhere. And I'd rather not have to go through that again, because it's just kind of annoying, right? So I think I'm going to wait a while and then I'll come back to Tenmaku Cinema later. But for now, I found it pretty enjoyable. So yeah, that's it for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.